Hey, what's up, everybody? It's a beautiful day out here. I'm out in nature. Let you take a look at this. If you look down here, this is my view, and it's a frozen pond. And if you look here, you'll notice that I'm on the top of a hill, and this is a monument or some type of memorial. And I've never mentioned this before, but my location, I'm in South Korea. Yes, the beautiful South Korea. And if you don't know, the weather here can get really, really freezing cold in the winter. And right now it's early January. We're a few days past the winter. Actually, we're like a week or so past the winter solstice. So it's getting warmer, but it's still freezing. And we still have to do what we have to do. We have to adapt the best we can, because nature is nature, no matter where we are, whether it's tropical or whether it's, we're in the North Pole or South Pole, freezing. Nature is nature. We adapt. We overcome. We live in harmony with it. And but here, in this cold weather, we divorce ourselves from it because we want comfort, and because of cultural reasons. Like wearing clothes. Clothes is a big disconnect from nature. And I'm going to share with you a way to overcome this disconnect, or a way to mitigate this disconnect. And by doing this, it'll help us connect with nature better. We'll be able to receive more energy, more of the divine messages that we should be getting from nature. And I talk about the sunlight often, but the other part, there's other parts. And another part of nature that we disconnect from is the ground. Yes, the ground. The ground provides huge amounts of energy for us. The ground, or the earth, is what attracts the sun. You could think of the sun and the earth as an anode and a cathode, which is negative, positively charged dynamo. Earth carries a huge negative charge, and the sun provides energy for that negative charge. So the negative charge is absorbing that energy. And when we connect our bare bodies, or our bare bodies connected to a natural material, that allows us to be in direct contact with the earth, and directly, or in a much better way, receive the message that is sent by the sun and the heavens. Clothes prevent this, and one article of clothing that prevents this are our shoes. And I'm going to share with you the shoes that I wear, and I guess a few things I do to my shoes that increases or mitigates how much of this energy that I receive into myself and the information that I receive inside of me from the heavens, from the sun. All right, so I want you to take a look here. I'm going to let you kind of see. All right, so if you take a look here, these are my boots. If you notice, my boots are all leather. Even the bottom of my boot. The bottom of my boots are all leather, except for the heel. The heel is made of rubber. And as I mentioned before, rubber blocks us from the electricity, or it gets in the way of our connection between the sun and the earth. All right, but I use rubber on the sole of my boot to prevent me from slipping. But the rest of my boot is all leather, and leather conducts electricity. So it puts you in contact with the earth. And if you look here, this is it's an insole, and not just any insole. You see it shining, but this is a copper insole. And why do I have a copper insole? Well, copper is a big time conductor of energy. Copper is very high in electrons, so it moves energy really, really well through it. And I use a copper insole in my boot, in the sole of my boot, to better conduct or better absorb the energy from the earth. It grounds me better. And, you know, I could take it a step further. I could connect the copper directly through the boot into the earth. Just like there's different shoes on the market that they do this for you. They're like grounded shoes. If that's completely necessary, I'm not sure. Well, I think it is necessary, but I don't know like how much more benefit that you get from it. I guess I'll explore that later. But this is how I ground my shoes, and you know, grounding becomes much, much more important in the winter when we do the most of our disconnecting from nature and we retreat to the indoors. And why is grounding so important? Like, what does grounding do for our health? Well, you could go and like look this information up on your own, but I guess I'll talk about it a little bit. Grounding allows us to prevent energy blockages through our bodies. It prevents inflammation, like I'm sure you've heard that before. And inflammation is just basically like an energy blockage situation, or you know, you're losing energy. So grounding completes the circuit of energy, which reduces inflammation, and just it makes us healthier because we're getting the full signal. And when we're getting the full signal that our bodies should be getting, everything works the way it should work, like a fine-tuned machine. And I just showed you these boots, but I also have another pair of shoes. You know, I have to mix it up. Let's take a look here. These are my other pair of all leather boots. They are a little bit different from my other boots. You see, these pair of boots have they're a high boot. These are shorter. And with these boots, they're all leather except for the heel at the bottom. And I have a short heel, but I still have a rubber heel. And the rubber heel is a disconnect, but the rubber heel, I need it to walk on all the surfaces when I'm in the matrix every day. And I just try to I have a different style just to mix it up, just so that I can have a little bit of variety in my life. Yeah, I'm not really like a fashionista or anything like that. Don't really care that much about it. But, you know, I try to fit in a little bit, you know. I try to be, you know, I'm creative, you know, sometimes. So, you know, for that reason, you know, I try to do something a little different when I can. But I guess back to the topic. I guess I'll talk about one more thing and I'll end the video. I guess this is the most relatable thing that I think most people will be able to relate to in respects to grounding. Grounding, it does more than just, you know, connect you to the ground. Grounding, it actually, like, it's feeding you. And when I say feeding you, besides feeding you or helping you connect to the earth and to the heavens, which, I mean, that's huge by itself. But grounding is like literally feeding you. Like the more you ground, the less of a need you'll have to eat. And what do I mean by that? Like, the more you ground, your appetite will go away because you're receiving your energy needs. You're receiving the energy needs of your body. Just like the more the more sunlight you get, the less your appetite goes away. Same thing with grounding. Grounding is also energy. It's negative energy. Negative energy means you're more attractive to energy. You're receiving energy. And, you know, that's what food is. Food provides energy for you. You receive energy from food. So the more you ground, the less of a need you will have to eat. And the more grounded you are, you can like lose weight just simply by being connected to the earth. Because like weight gain is basically, not all weight gain, but some weight gain, or maybe I'd even say most weight gain, is energy deficiency. Like you're so disconnected from sources of energy that your body's trying to save itself. And also sickness. Sickness is usually like an energy deficiency situation. Like if you have abundant energy, then it's difficult to get sick, because sicknesses are, you know, lacks in energy. The more energy you have, the more educated your immune system will be, in fighting off any type of illness that you may have. That's why, in the summer, or not even in summer, when the weather's good and warm, you don't really get sick. It's because you have an abundance of energy to power your immune system. But you can also power your immune system by receiving the negative electricity from the earth, by grounding. You could also feed yourself by grounding for that same reason. And you can also be beautiful and live longer and be smarter and receive divine energy, intelligence, information. All these things, even the unknown things that we're not aware of, we can get this through grounding. The animals do it. They live underground for 6 months or for some extended period of time. And they do it, and when they finish, when it's safe to come out, or when the weather's back, in an acceptable way for them, they come out and they're reborn. They're ready to enjoy themselves. They're ready to start the next phase of their life in their most natural, intuitive, beautiful, just the way nature intended it. So I'll end on that note. And I just wanted to share that with you, just another small way to connect back with nature. And also appreciate the beauty of it. And I just want to say, I love you. Thank you so much for checking this out. You love yourself. You're beautiful. The world is beautiful. Thank you.